Ugh, I'm nervous to even talk about it because I'm so new to this. I feel like apprehensive. It's going to be okay. Okay. California. Wait, no, that's not the one I want. Sorry, I lied. Okay, I want Florida at Georgia.
Florida at Georgia line. The world's largest outdoor cocktail party, even though they can't call it that anymore. What's the line?
It's minus 12.
All right, so Georgia's favored by 12.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, so are you going to lay the points? Do you think Georgia's going to win by more than 12? Or are you going to take the points with Florida? You think they're going to lose by less than 12?
I think that Georgia wins by more than 12.
Georgia's going to whoop somebody's ass.
Yeah, because Will Muschamp is not very good.
Nope,
at his job.
He is not, and I think he's on his way out. Even though Jeremy Foley says he's going to take the entire year to evaluate Will Muschamp, I think he is gone. And the coach in waiting, formerly at Texas, is going to be looking for a job really quick because his star has fallen very quickly.
Who, Mac?
No, Will Muschamp.
Oh,
Because
sorry.
remember when Mac was at Texas and Muschamp was his DC and assistant head
Yes.
coach and coach in waiting, and they're like, oh, no, we're just going to turn over to Muschamp, and then
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
Major Applewhite got a raw deal, Claire. You know this.
No, I don't. I don't
Right.
know anything about Major Applewhite.
My
Thank you very
third
much.
degen pick, Cleveland, minus 6.5 versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, I saw up close and personal. They are complete garbage. Cleveland starting to get it together with Hoyer. He's looking all right. That defense is improving, is better with Mike Peyton. Joe Hayden's playing a lot better, so that helps. And Cleveland is going to win by, I don't know, 10 points. Might even be 2 touchdowns because Tampa is all around terrible. Plus, they might have traded Vincent Jackson, Doug Martin, hell, anyone else who not nailed down in that team, but probably trade him by Tuesday. So who knows what's going to happen. Cleveland is going to win by more than a touchdown at home versus Tampa.
Okay.
Boom, shakalaka.
It feels weird to pick Cleveland to win a game, but I can buy what you're selling with that one.
Boom. All right, Claire, wrapping up the segment, what is your last pick in the pick six?
Well, let's talk about this one, okay?
No.
Because this is going to be it'll be a good game regardless. Baltimore at Pittsburgh, and the line is 0.
Ooh, pick 'em.
Right. I mean, I'm going to go with a pretty, what's the word? I think that Pittsburgh is a sort of team with a sort of leadership that once they start getting a little bit of a get up in their walk, they get better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they're going to be good competition for Baltimore, and I think they could actually win at home.
I think so, too. It also really helps that Baltimore's best corner, Jimmy Smith, is going to be out with an injury. So I think Antonio Brown, something called Marcavius Bryant, or whatever his name is, I think they all get a little loose, and I think Pittsburgh continues to roll, and I think they win outright, and I would even say they win by even if it's Pittsburgh minus 3, I would still pick Pittsburgh in the spot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm liking that the line is 0, and I'll take that, but I do believe that they win.
All right, this is Mad Sexy, and that was our Pick 6 segment. Brand new. Had some growing pains, but Claire is starting to come around. She's slowly learning new things. She's trying new things in her life. She is from the mouth of babe. She's only 20 years old, people. So, she just finally experiencing the world, the big city from her country home in Cavalcade, from her hut. I don't know what that filibuster was all about, but it's kind of funny to me. Also kind of funny. Taking a break now. Third segment in the books. We're coming back with Overrated, Underrated, and our Week 9 picks. Unfortunately, BRB, Claire-vs-Carlson show. And coming back for the fourth quarter, it's time to rally. You got a rally caps on, Royal style. And, yeah, Claire, we were just talking about French fries. Apparently you're a big French fry aficionado, or steak frites, as it were.
Yeah.
Las Papas Fritas.
Yeah, Papas Fritas are really good.
Con queso, apparently.
Oh, cheese. Everything is better with cheese on it.
Is it?
Everything.
Well, except, see, this is the whole circle of life thing. So you love cheese, except you hate farting. But cheese is a very big causer of farts.
No, it's not. Maybe for you. Maybe you're lactose intolerant. Has that hurt cheese?
I kind of am, except I think it's with most people's digestive tracts that cheese generally is a gaseous substance.
Cheese usually stops people up.
Yeah, it might stop the run, but it doesn't stop the passing of gas.
Right now. I'm so grossed out right now.
Also grossed out is our brand spanking new segment, Over Under. We got so many new things today. So many shiny new things. I completely revamped the show while you're gone, Claire.
I love it. It's nice coming back to a redecorated house.
Oh my God, it's just like HGTV.
It is kind of like HGTV.
All right, so overrated, underrated, very self-explanatory. We got a couple things we think are overrated, a couple things we think are underrated. So I'll start us off. First thing I think is overrated is tanking for draft picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, when a team starts out, like the Vikings were initially 2-5, and some of the rubes up here were like, "Oh, we need to tank for a draft pick." No, that's stupid. Because chances are, if your team's terrible, they already messed up a bunch of draft picks anyways. So chances are they're going to mess up the number one pick anyways. And plus, there's like a 50% bust rate anyways. So whatever. Your terrible team is going to mess up the number one pick. He's going to be a bust. He's going to be another Jamarcus Russell. And it'll just be another cycle of sadness. And the next season, when you're shitty again, you'll have to be like, "Oh, well, we got to tank for a draft pick." No, shut up. Just go and play the game.
Well, and then what about whenever you take a draft pick and they're like injured, and then you feel like you need another high round draft pick because you've just been so decimated? I mean, it can go on and on. And I think that it sets the wrong precedent. And I remember whenever the Texans were talking about, fans were talking about tanking here in Houston. And then I had a lot of Jags fans, and they're like, you don't want to start that cycle. Mm-hmm. Once your players start getting it in their head that losing is okay, it's really hard to get out of losing is okay. Because you can lose and not work as hard and still earn a really big paycheck if you happen to work for teams that are in that mindset. Mm-hmm. And you just don't want to set a precedent. So I'm not a big fan of tanking. I don't like the idea of losing whenever you're capable of winning.
I agree. And you know what? An 8-8 season still puts you in the middle of the pack. It's mediocre. And I'd still take an 8-8 season over a dumpster fire 1-15.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Mediocrity. There's somebody who said comfortable at mediocrity. And it's not like you accept mediocrity, but I think it's better than the alternative.
Agreed. So what do you got on overrated, underrated?
Overrated, underrated. This is really hard for me. I mean, I want to say,
Claire, you need to come out of your shell and be a social butterfly, because off there you're like, this person ain't shit. Oh, no. Oh, no, this thing is awesome, but people ain't giving it. No.
What was I saying that about?
I have no idea.
Broccoli?
I have no idea. Think about it as bands. Like Guar is overrated, but ICP is underrated.
Okay. Well, I think that PPR is overrated.
What? Why?
I've played in leagues without PPR, mm-hmm. and I'm played in leagues with PPR.
Yep.
And that extra point per reception, it's just unnecessary if everybody's getting it. It doesn't add anything to me to the fantasy football game.
It gives value to guys like Andrew Hawkins.
But why do they deserve more value than somebody who is not a receiver yet still gains yards for the team?
Because you get more viable options in the wide receivers, because otherwise it's kind of, you have a strata of elite guys and a couple of guys are like, kind of. But then it skyrockets the value of a guy like Matt Forte who's getting 10 catches a game. Hello.
Right. I don't see the need for it. I prefer to play in leagues that are not PPR.
So you're trying to tell me that you're not down with PPR.
That's right.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
So I guess that doesn't really work.
It didn't really
Overrated
rhyme.
for me, storming the field, especially when you're a storied program. Now, I get it if it's a huge win. Like, somehow if Appalachian State had Michigan at home, that one year, for some reason, if Michigan decided to go play in this Blue Ridge Mountains or whatever, and then they upset the number 4 team in the country, or number 5, whatever Michigan was, then I could see that storming. But LSU stormed the field after beating number 3 Ole Miss, and that's stupid. Have some pride, LSU. You are multiple-time national champion team. You are in Death Valley. You are better than that.
Yeah. It's like we were talking about earlier with the Stephen Tulloch and, oh my God, who's the other one that hurt himself this week?
Lamarr Houston.
Thank you. It's celebrating when you're not, when you didn't, your victory wasn't that substantial. It's like opening up the champagne after a regular season victory. Or
baseball teams doing the champagne spray in the locker room with the tarps up after they get into the playoffs or win a wild card game.
Right. Or when a team lets the confetti go during like the first round of a playoff series.
See, you're better than that, LSU, because if you were ranked in the top 5, top 10, like you should be as a national powerhouse, then this would be such a big deal. Ain't no big thing. It's just a chicken wing on a string.
That too.
At Burger King.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. So that happened, and I don't know. It could go away.
Yep. All right. So what do you got? Overrated, underrated?
Overrated, I think, is the Pro Bowl. They're already trying to talk to us on NFL.com about the Pro Bowl, and the season is now halfway complete. And the Pro Bowl is stupid, in my opinion. It's a popularity contest. And all of these things are popularity contests. So, I don't know. It's just the same faces for all the positions. And it's just so it's like, well, J.J. Watt can act however he wants because he's Defensive Player of the Year. I'm like, you know what? I kind of hope he doesn't even win Defensive Player of the Year.
But only at the Pro Bowl, J.J. Watt can run a slant.
No, he can't. He can do it in one of our games. They'll put him in on offense. They keep doing it over and over again. They need to stop, by the way. Once was enough. Anyway, not a big fan of the Pro Bowl. Not a big fan of the way they start getting the vote out halfway through the season and then making us pay attention to this the entire next, 12 weeks or so?
Something like that.
It's stupid. I hate the Pro Bowl.
Noted. I do think it is kind of neat. The game is not competitive, but I don't know. It's nice to see guys get accolades. And even though if you're like the 17th alternate, you still get to call yourself a Pro Bowler. Like Josh Robinson, cornerback for the Vikings, 2011 third-round pick, much maligned. He's so fast, but he's really terrible. He's doing a lot better this year. He's PFF's one of their top-rated cornerbacks, and he's going to make a Pro Bowl this year. He might be the 17th alternate, but Josh friggin' Robinson is making a Pro Bowl this year, baby.
Oh, okay. Good for him.
Just putting that out there. Let's go a little bit positive. Let's talk about things that are underrated, almost criminally underrated. Offensive linemen.
Oh, yeah.
Everything starts up front. You don't need to look any farther than the Dallas freaking Cowboys.
Yep. Agree.
Everyone talking about Jerry World drafting Johnny Manziel and then signing Tony Romo the $100 million contract. No. And it starts with all the big, ugly